Yeah. She's she's on that thing where you paint the floor and it's like a hexagon floor on Roblox. What is this game called? Yeah, it's just painting the.
Color one.
It's called Color One. Color One. Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Take a big bite of this hard-boiled egg. Anybody watch the stream know I had that Harvey Kurtzman strip with the hard-boiled egg thing, so, where he ends up swallowing the whole hard-boiled egg. Uh, yeah, something. My wife decided to boil some eggs, so don't know what came over her. But oh yeah, go ahead, bite it. Here, take a big bite. Come on. Bite it. Bite it. Keep it in your mouth. No. So wipes. Some apple juice. Man, we had. Wait a second. I'm looking to see if my audio is working. Hello? Yeah, I guess it is. But yeah, mom decided. Well, yeah, we went to the park yesterday, and it was pretty cool. We played frisbee for a while, and we had this giant airplane, paper airplane book. So we were making giant paper airplanes and stuff. And I used some scrap paper from the giant airplane book, and I made one of these little airplanes that I used to make in elementary school. I learned how to make, and it flew. It was great. Really flew really well. And the frisbee, my daughter's frisbee throwing, it's really improved. But we're out there for like 30 minutes. My wife is like, "I'm starving. I have to go to McDonald's." See, that's what I mean about the you didn't eat the wholesome food at home, right? And then when you're out, you're hungry, and then you go to McDonald's. Well, it's okay. I don't eat it all the time. Well, tomorrow's just gonna be Burger King. Next day after that, yeah, it's gonna be Bojangles or Chinese buffet. I don't eat it all the time. I'll go back home the third or fourth day. I have some spam. And this is also anybody who's been following the saga of dietary mephistification of me, right? As my wife had, I have a big book called Prescription for Nutritional Healing, and I've always turned to it. I'm concerned about my diet, and yeah, it works for me. But the interesting thing that happens, my wife has some. Her latest doctor says, well, we don't. If she has not had surgery, we don't know if she has endometriosis. Now in the Philippines, they said she had it. They gave her some hormones. She got pregnant. Pretty quick. Um, and her baby looks just like me when I was a baby. How did that happen? Here we go. She thought the baby was gonna be colored. She's colored in her heart like me too. We're, we're both very colorful. But anyway, my wife has a lot of terrible symptoms. She has kind of an irregular period. She has a lot of pain, breast pain, mood swings, irritability. It's like you take the list of all the things that she has, and you write it down as a comma delimited, or type it in as a comma delimited list, and do a Google search, and this is premenstrual dysphoric disorder, depression, irritability, mood swings, breast pain, the whole bit. Irregular periods, what? So I looked in the prescription for nutritional healing, and it had all the stuff that she should eat, her diet and everything. I said, well, you need to try this. I bought everything, and she wouldn't do it. And there were a lot of dietary supplements and stuff. It's like if you look at all the recommended things if you have endometriosis and PMDD, right? If you look at all the dietary, there's a lot of supplements they recommend and a lot of dietary changes and herbal stuff and stuff to make you feel better. And so the first thing I did, the if and don't take my word for it because I don't know what the prices are where you live, but the first I did this about 3 times. The first time I got her dietary supplements, she was taking them. She got pregnant, and but then the second round I got her the supplements, and she wasn't taking them, and she was like, I don't feel like all these pills. I don't want to eat all these pills every day. So the I you know also another problem is that it's like it was saying eat 50% raw vegetables in your diet. How do you do that? Man, you try to eat, if you eat that many carrots, like 50% of your diet is like carrots or something. My jaw would be worn out from all the chewing, right? And if you know me, I've come up with these ways to. But well, my favorite thing is like take all the raw vegetables, right, and make them into a slaw like coleslaw, right? But then make a macaroni salad with it. So put tons and tons of elbow macaroni in there, and all the raw vegetables, and then maybe there's some steamed vegetables and stuff mixed in. But then in the mix or whatever, you eat it, and it's very dense, and you're getting a lot of It's not like uh, try to eat a whole thing, a bag of kale. Just take the leaves, and it takes forever, you know, and it doesn't taste very good. Um, but so I had the one problem, the pills she wouldn't take. So I said, well, let me just go ahead and take them. Well, I lost a lot of weight, and it turns out like there were things that were met. My family, we have some obesity, right? And I'm very concerned about it because it's a factor in the death of my mother and my father, right? And so I really, but um, gamma amino butyric acid, right, was one of the things that was recommended for my wife to take, and she wouldn't take it. And I was like, well, let me take it and just see what happens because I know that she's really sensitive. And I was like, at the outset, I was like thinking I better take it and see if it's harmful to if it harms me or something like that, because I certainly don't want to take her. It's going to make her situation worse, right? So, but what I did is I started taking it. I was like, well, you ought to take it. And then she was like, you're judging me. I was like, okay, well, I'll leave you alone. You have to take it. Um, and but I'm going to take it all. And I took it all according to how it's supposed to be taken. And actually, I really think it was a factor in my weight loss and my metabolism and everything was improved or whatever. And then when I was looking at the thing, on the prescription for nutritional healing on obesity, it was like, yeah, you need some gamma amino butyric acid supplements, right? So it's recommended for obesity as well, right? So I got all this benefit from it. And then the whole issue of raw vegetables. Well, I was getting vegetables, and she, steamed some bok choy or whatever, and then let the rest of it rot. And I did the thing. Ah, dang it! Dang it! The people are starving in Korea. Um, um, shouldn't waste food. Blah, 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 blah. But hey, I didn't need it. So I was like, well, how can I stop this food from spoiling? Right. So um, I was like, well, I invented this sort of macaroni salad slaw stuff, So, um, and so the long and short of it is, now let's have the long of it, is I started taking all the vitamins and herbal supplements that were recommended for her. I took the pills. And I also started eating all the vegetables so they wouldn't spoil. And then I invented this slaw macaroni salad stuff, and I freeze that, right? So then I was like, okay, I'm going to keep buying all the vegetables that are recommended for you to have, so you can have your 50% raw vegetables, right? And If the vegetables, start if they're in the fridge a certain amount of days, like a week and a half, I'm gonna go ahead and make my food and freeze it. And so I did that, and so I was eating. Um, I think it's the best. You feel. I mean, look, I feel fantastic, full of energy, uh, and so that's not even, and this is the next thing. It's like, okay, well, she said she doesn't like the vitamin horse pill things, right? So let me find liquid. So or teas like herbal teas, and um, uh, man, and that was more expensive. Actually, it was. But drops like she was supposed to recommend it for burdock root and astragalus, and I forget what all that stuff is for. I need to go read the articles again and learn those. Um, but I got all these drops and tinctures, and liquid vitamin B, a complex, and yeah, she was taking that for a little while, but then she sort of stopped. She noticed that she felt, wow, I feel really good. I feel really calm, and it reduced my anxiety. Because yeah, anxiety, depression, irritability, um, mood swings. Anxiety, depression, irritability, mood swings. Right, regular periods. Yeah, and she's taking it for a while, but then she stopped. Now I'm getting to something that happened. We went by the food bank, and they gave us, one of the things they gave us was this snack tray thing, but I'm not there yet. I started taking all the drops and everything that was recommended for her. I just took it. I took it myself, and wow, I sort of really had this big sweeping. I hate to use the word epiphany because that's stupid. I realized this dude was the God of the universe and the creator of everything. No, no. I realized that um, well, let me put it this way. Men, I really feel, and this is the way it happened when I was growing up. You're supposed to be tough, you're supposed to go on a construction job, swing that hammer, and be really super strong and everything like that. Feats of daring do, whatever. And I think that's stupid, actually. It's like ignore the pain, work through the pain, or whatever, and then it will pass. I saw a guy, his kids, I twist my ankle, and his dad's like, walk it off, boy, walk it off, walk it off. It's stupid. Tell your kid that. Rest, ice, compress, elevate. Rice, right? You twisted your ankle. Don't walk it off. It's the most moronic. Uh, Rest, ice, compress, elevate. Okay. All right, that's sweetie. Come on. Oh, good job. All right. So what essentially the diet that I adopted is like, first of all, I said I'm going to eat the things that are recommended for PMDD and endometriosis, to cure it and everything, and anxiety. Actually, I looked up anxiety too. Man, you got to try this Egyptian lotus flower. It's like they take the Egyptian lotus flowers and they dry them up in a bag and they ship them to you, and you just put it in water, hot water, and drink it. Oh man, it's great. You just feel so calm and everything like that. It's really cool. And kava, um, the kava, you get really really super calm. And when you drink it, I was drinking that stuff, and I was like, wait a minute. I had these moments where I was like talking with somebody and I was like, whoa, I was like drawing back and looking around. I was like, man, I'm too calm. Am I intoxicated? I was like that, I was like, uh, uh but, no, no, there's all, it's legal over the counter stuff that may make you feel better and reduce inflammation and stuff like that. Okay, uh, I the realization that I had was that as men we're always taught oh, you got to be tough, ignore the pain, just kidding, that's very dumb, don't do that. If something feels bad, stop doing it. Right, do something else that feels good. That's what you should do. Isn't that right, Freya? Don't do things that make you feel bad. Do things that make you feel good. Does it make sense? If you do something that makes you feel bad, and this gets back to we had this pepperoni, it's like cheese slice. I know I have not eaten pepperoni in probably several years. I really, because it's inflammatory. It's not kosher and things like that. Um, all right, you ready for a little rice? There you go. Put it in the bowl. Got a little bit of extra, put it in your mouth or put it in the bowl. Don't drop it on the floor because it's attract the mice. So I think they let a mouse into the house. I'm not going to blame anybody. Of course, it was me. I must have left the door to the house open. No, I don't. It could have been Freya. You learned how to open the door. That's very good. I put a lot of emphasis on children being able to undo locks and stuff like that because I think it's horrible to you know take a chance with a child not knowing how to open a lock. If there's a, you tell them the story of the big bad wolf, little pig, let me in, and then they learn, oh yeah, there could be a big mean person out there. I want to be careful not to open the door for just anybody. It could be the big bad wolf, right? Kids can understand that, right? But you don't want them to ever be the house be on fire and they can't get the lock open. So my is anything in the mystery box? I always put chocolate in here. Oh, there's a special car. Wow, cool. It's a Hot Wheel. So you get a little reward. And see, I have these are all the different kinds of little lock things. Do you know how to open this one? This one here. How do you open it? Very good. Oh, it's still not open. Wait. Okay. Good. Yeah, you got to open. Right. Yeah. Uh, that's a little. How about? Can you open this one? Wow. So the little bar slider thing. She got that. Yeah. Can you open that? The little hook? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got that. She knows how to do all that stuff. Because to me, that's a very horrifying thing. What if oh, for your safety, I'm gonna lock you in somewhere. What if the house catch on fire? Yeah. What if she really needs to get out? All right. Yeah. Somebody's trying to get in to save her or something. Yeah. So, so I teach. That's part of the ways I teach. I try every day. Doesn't I try to get you to get your car seat belt off? You need to learn how to do that. It's for safe if you're ever got stuck in the car, right? Isn't that awful? You think about a poor child, some parent, leaves a child in a car. I have a very recurring nightmare about that. Like a poor child's left in a car and it's got this safety belt on. Right? The kid can't get loose. They just cook. So the car is horrible. Right? So she if she's really upset, she can undo her car seat. If she really wants to get loose, furious, like she throwing a tantrum or whatever like that, she can get it loose. But just when I tell her to get it loose, she doesn't have the heart to really press that red release button to get the belt off. But I definitely emphasize teaching that. But back again to the dietary change. You're confronted with this difficult, like how to 50% raw vegetables like kale. Try to eat a package of kale. It's something needs to be done to it, and the key for me for raw vegetables is the density, right? So I put them in get the little food processor, right, and throw the carrots, the zucchini, everything, and just make it into confetti, totally And this last round, the most fantastic thing. Hey, would you like a gummy? All right, good. Um, the this last round, I I broke one food processor, right? And I was because I'd never done so much food processing in my life, and of course it's like a $40, $50 Walmart, Black and Decker or something like that. And I'm like, I need to be a little bit more sensible. And so, what you do, the best thing to do is pour a bunch of put some distilled water with mineral drops into my. So if you put dry raw vegetables into the food processor and you pour water in there, right, and then it processes really smoothly and nicely, and I put everything into a big huge bowl with a tilt on it, and it the all that liquid begins to drain out. It's like you had chopped the vegetable and covered it with water and the mixed it thoroughly, and then you drain the water out of it. Now, yeah, I was using a very I make I take all the vegetables that are there, 100% of them, do the whole thing. So I have a big giant food service bowl that I do it in. But this time, when I added water every time, I got a lot of liquid runoff, and man, that stuff was the best. Uh, 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 it tastes like milk, like cow's milk. It's so good. And when you think about it, yeah, cows just eat raw vegetables and drink water, and you mix that together, and what do you get? You get milk. That's why it tastes like milk. All right, so uh,
I got chased by 10 monsters. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
I
yeah.
thought of an idea, and this is
Never
advice
face
going out to
kill
parents.
ever.
See, she's had the most fantastic gaming morning, and was not being recorded because I didn't start it before she got on the computer, right? And if I try to interrupt her when she's really gaming hard, it'll ruin everything. She'll be very angry. So I'm not recording it. But okay, what do you do? And what I thought, I had uh, there's some virtual network console like VNC software that's free, um, and it's slow as all get out. Right? First I installed it because I was like, wouldn't it be cool to do computer training where when you start a process running on one system, you just go over the network to the next system and do something there, and then just keep going around and demonstrate attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, how we get so much done, how amazing it is. It's actually an ability. Right? Okay, sweet. Have a little rice. Come on, come on, get it all. Don't let it drop on the floor. Um, okay, good job. Um, But anyway, let me feel my way back to the VNC doesn't work. Okay, so I'll finish that thought in that way because it's so dang slow. If you were streaming that, it would just be so annoying to watch. So, but I had revisited that because I was like, somebody was saying Ninja One. Use Ninja One. There's a Chinese classroom software that I used to have that was really good like that, like Ninja One theoretically is supposed to be, where you can just console to every computer on your network and take control of it, and the screen is the screen on your local computer or whatever. Ninja One, I'm hearing about, but I haven't been able to get it. I'm working on that or something comparable. And if anybody has a chat message for me to tell me a better solution, I'd love it. And I'd love to figure. I can't figure out the Chinese stuff that I had because I'm at the point where I would reinstall the old Chinese stuff. I don't know. That was a system that ran on XP, but it worked so well. Um, but back to what I was talking about, she's having a big gaming session. Really cool. She has this fantastic avatar all set up with very elaborate get up and everything like that. I was like, "Can we turn on record?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, well, that's fine." If you don't want to record it, yeah, that's fine. We'll record it next time. But my idea is this: like, if you're a parent, right? I think generally, yeah, it's sort of this is I'm revisiting the idea of console software on all the computers, right? Uh, uh, you can, in the safety of your own office or whatever. Of course, I'm with my daughter all the time, but I know some kids like go off on their own or whatever like that. But with a free VNC kind of software, you can just console into your child's screen while they're on the game, and you could use the opportunity to surreptitiously run a recording application and get it going, and thereby not lose all the. It's essentially work. I mean, anybody that's a gamer knows. It's work. You have to learn how to play the game and learn the rules and everything, and then you have to try to beat it. And it takes practice, and it's frustrating. You got to come at it's work. So it's valuable to record it, and also I think, well, I know for a fact. Look, for all you old people out there, don't you remember Pinball Wizard?
Good drink
Every
the air.
everybody wanted to see the Pinball Wizard, right? What was that? I mean, it's just like Twitch. It's somebody is playing a pinball game, and all the people watch it for entertainment. People should have seen that coming. I didn't see it coming. I missed actually the enjoyment that I derive from watching, Robert Rosser play the Mata Hari pinball game or Charlie's Angels, right? Pinball game or something like that. And then it wasn't until my daughter got into gaming that I actually started to revisit it. But think about this as a parent for safety and stuff like that. You can a console in. Now I don't recommend like don't get your kid in trouble if you're a parent, and you see your kids doing something you need to have a talk with them about. I don't think it should immediately go to punishment, especially in poor families, because you're already punishing the kids a lot. There's just the stress of poverty or whatever. Kids are getting a lot of punishment. There's a point, when I was young, when I was in the third grade, it was like the last time I paid attention to what my mom said I was going to get punished. But I was like, I'm going to get punished for one reason or another, so I'm just going to ignore that and not let it affect my own decisions and what I'm doing with my life. This happened to me when I was in the third grade. I was like, my own decisions and whatever I'm doing with my life is not going to be in any way related to whether or not I'm going to get in trouble or get a spanking or something like that. So back to consoling to your child's um, system, take a look at what's going on and recording what's going on and stuff like that. You should be. I think a parent should always be on the child's team. You know,
Two.
don't look at societal pressures. Oh, society expects me to do things this way and that way.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. That's not what a free person does. It's what a slave does. If you put monitoring software, and you're monitoring your child, should and so you see something that you really need to have a discussion about, it should immediately start with punishment. I think it should. First of all, when you say I saw that, it may be very embarrassing for the child. Um, don't traumatize them,
Clam.
but say you could say, well, good job. You could. If such and such were to happen, it's probably a good idea to do this, thus and so,
How
right? And then if it has to come to a point where you say, well, I saw on the recording, or I consulted your system, I saw what happened. Um, but look, I love you. I'm on your team. I'm not gonna invade your privacy, or I didn't do it to invade your privacy. I just accidentally did it. Whoops. but it's okay. Don't be embarrassed. But if that happens, some kind of thing happens on the internet, right? Um, come to me for help, and I'll tell you how to deal with it. I had to deal with all those things on my own growing up, because and it's tragic. But think about this. See, why did I have to deal with it on my own? Because if my mom knew, I would get a beating, right? So I was not able to tell her, right? And there was some girl I saw on the paper where she overdosed and passed away in her bedroom because somebody she went out with some kids and they gave her something that was not what she thought it was, and she didn't, she knew she was in trouble. She was in her back home in her own bedroom. She knew she was in trouble, but she didn't tell her parents because she'd get a beating. Well, she died. So think about that as a parent. You really stand back and look at the whole broad picture of what's going on. It's like what society thinks or what society expectation of this society is really messed up. Consumer society, we're destroying the planet. It's a mass extinction going on. People are very, very the society or whatever the idea of what people's idea is expectation should not in any way influence. uh, hey, you want to get another bite of this rice? You're almost done. Okay, well, maybe next time. But I want to take a look at how things going around. I've got these post stories going on. I need to work on oh, and by the way, I have a monetized channel, which is David MCB1, that I've had for a long time, and I hope anybody that likes what? Oh, I love that music. Bang dong 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 dong. I love you. Yeah, what's going on as human survival and your family's role in human survival. Oh, you want me to go over there? Well, if you'll take, okay, I'll follow you, but you need to do something for me. You need to take delicious, 2 bites of rice, and then I'll give you a gummy, and then I'll follow you. Okay? All right. So here's bite number one. Take the whole thing. Can't be part of it. It's got to be the whole thing. Okay, good. All right. And then we'll take bite number two when you're done. Mm. And then you'll have a gummy, and then I'm going to end the stream and follow you. Is that good? You're what? Okay. Doom, 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 doom. It's okay. No. Try your best. But you gotta eat if you're gonna get the gummy. Um, mm, come on, eat it up. Don't drop it on the floor, please. The mouse is gonna come get it. We got a mouse in the house, I think. Um, mouse trap. You know what we name mouse trap. All right, so vitamin C gummy. Good. Okay. All right. So I'll come back to this later. But thanks for tuning in and like and subscribe. David MCB1 that on YouTube. That's my other channel, and I'm gonna I'm gonna have a lot more stuff coming up on that once I get things automated, and hopefully I can help other people improve their output. Okay, I promise. Let me stop.